Welcome to Chapter 12, dealing with the ANOVA. We are looking at the steps involved in the hypothesis test, and then using Excel to perform those tests. So first of all, just looking at those steps, it is a typical hypothesis test. So our first step is the hypothesis statement. There's again a null hypothesis, noted h sub 0. For this, we are always looking to see whether the means are the same. So that's mu1, mu2, mu3, and however many means we've got. So there may be 20 of them, there may be 3, there may be 5, just depends on the problem. Now the alternative process or statement is that at least one mean differs. Not that they're all different, but at least one differs. Theoretically, they could all be 97 and one is 200. That would be one different. Second is again a significance level. And again using alpha. That's always given. Third step is again a critical value. That's noted F with a subscript crit, F crit. Fourth step is the test stat. Which is an F. Fifth is the p-value. P equals 6 is reject or do not reject the null hypothesis. And it's important here to note you reject your null hypothesis h sub 0 if F, the test stat, is greater than the critical value F crit, and P, the p-value, is less than alpha. So the p-value approach is the same as it was before. The test stat compared to the critical value, the f-stat has to be greater and you will reject. And then the seventh step is again the summary. Now with looking at Excel to work on this, I'm going to be looking at a table that we're going to have to use. This table are just different data values that have been used and collected, and we're going to use Excel to do that. So first of all, the thing that you're going to have to do, open an Excel document. And what you will want to do if you have not got it, check data. So from the home page, check the data link. You will need to use data analysis. If it does not exist, if you don't see that on yours, you will go to the file, again, file, down to options, add-ins, and you want the analysis tool pack. Hit go, not okay, hit go. And you'll want both of them, analysis tool pack and analysis tool pack VBA. Click OK. And if you hadn't had it, it would be right there now showing up. So with that data set that we had that I showed you, I'm just going to enter in that data real quick. And I've entered in that data set now that was on the previous screen. There's the data set. And there it is entered. I haven't entered in any names in that column up at the top. I could, but I didn't. Now to perform the test, and this is just the work, click on Data tab, over to Data Analysis. You'll have all these lists. We're dealing with an ANOVA single factor. So make sure you're choosing single factor and not one of these others. Click OK. And it'll bring up a screen like this. Use this to show the input range. So you'll highlight that. Come back. Note that it is recorded in columns. I did not put labels in the front row. In the first row. If I had, I would click on that. You have to select your appropriate alpha. Default is 5. You can use any value you wish. You can use 4, you can use 4.5, whatever. Any percentage level you want. Use an output range rather than a new worksheet. Click on the box there showing which box you want. Select that. I always suggest one below and the most left. Come back, make sure everything's lined up. Click OK. And these will be the values that you need to use. You'll see right here is the critical value, the p-value, and the test stat. So for those 3 values, those are the ones that you'll be entering into those steps. So there's using Excel to perform an ANOVA. And again, this is just finding those values. This is not the hypothesis test itself. I also have links for online calculators if you need to use those if you don't have access to Excel.